Good morning guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a spring perfume declutter, and there's a lot of perfumes in here that I think will be a little bit surprising to many of you. So before we get started in today's video, I do want to mention a couple of disclaimers. Disclaimer number one is that just because I declutter a perfume does not mean I don't like the perfume. There's a lot of perfumes sitting on my shelf that are beautiful, they just never get worn for one reason or another. I also have a couple of backups that I don't really feel I need. And I also have perfumes that, although I love them, I never reach for them. I just don't reach for them. So there's no point in holding on to those perfumes and letting them go bad. The second disclaimer is that I am not a perfume collector, and my end result, my ideal goal for my perfumes is I would like to have a smaller-ish, more curated collection of perfumes that are all 10 out of 10s. Perfumes that I wear all of them, I love all of them, none of them sit there and collect dust. Yeah, and I just know from previous experience there are some that I'm going to wear and there's some that I'm not going to wear. So I am trying to be a little bit more ruthless with myself, and yeah, so just keep those points in mind while I do this declutter. Just because I get rid of one doesn't mean I don't stand by my previous statements about the perfumes or anything like that. So with that out of the way, let's get started. And if this is your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on my thumbnail. My name is Alithia, and on this channel we talk mostly about perfumes. We do also do sometimes declutters, home decor, routines, and other things like that. So if that is your thing, make sure to subscribe, and let's get into it. Okay, so fragrance number one, and again, I'm not going in any particular order. This is Valentino Poudre. You guys have heard me rave about this perfume so many times. I absolutely love this perfume. This is a gorgeous, kind of a sweet, tuberosy, makeup-y, powdery fragrance, and the only reason I'm letting it go is because it's a perfume that I love and I appreciate, and I love to come up to it and smell it, but I don't ever wear it. Yeah, for whatever reason, it's one I just don't wear. So as much as I think it's a gorgeous fragrance, and unfortunately it is also discontinued, I am going to be letting this one go. Part of me wants to hold on to it because of the bottle. Part of me wants to hold on to it because I just like the way it smells. But again, if it's one that I'm not wearing, I'm not going to hold on to it. So I am going to be saying goodbye to my gorgeous Valentino Poudre. The next one that I'm decluttering is one that I did not see myself decluttering, and this is Blondine from Versailles. So this is a gorgeous, kind of a buttery, soft, smooth, slightly floral suede fragrance for women. I absolutely love this one. It's beautiful. It is one of the most gorgeous leather fragrances I've ever smelt. And again, it's one of those ones I'm holding on to for the wrong reasons. I like coming up to it and smelling it, but I have hardly worn it since I've purchased it. You can see that there is a little bit missing, and that's because I decanted it to a friend to sample. So other than that, I have not worn this. It was one of the very first fragrances I ever purchased when I started getting into perfumes. It is a niche fragrance. It was a blind buy, and it's beautiful, but again, I do not wear it, and I don't want it sitting there not being worn. So I'm going to be saying goodbye to Blondine. The next one that I'm getting rid of is Poison Girl Eau de Parfum from Dior. So this one surprises me as well, but what I notice about this one is that when I wear it, I don't love the performance, and I don't love how I feel when I do wear it. It's a gorgeous scent. It's a very sweet, sort of like an orange creamsicle-y type of vanilla almond fragrance. It's very sexy, really good for nighttime, very flirtatious, good for dates and stuff like that. But the reason that I'm letting it go is because I have other gourmand vanilla fragrances, sweet fragrances that I prefer more than this one. One that comes to mind is Love and Crime from Exidolo. That one is also kind of an orange gourmandy vanilla fragrance, but the performance is 10 times better on that one, and I just prefer wearing that one a little bit more. So this one I am going to be saying goodbye to as well. The next one that I'm letting go of is my Ballet Clot. Now this one is, again, one of my favorites. It's beautiful. It's a very sweet, bright, flirtatious orange blossom fragrance. Very feminine. I really, really like this one, but the thing about this one is I prefer layering this one with Mon Guerlain. That is about the only time that I really, really love wearing it, is if I layer it with my Mon Guerlain. Otherwise, it kind of underwhelms me, and I also prefer the Belle Intense Mint. So I have been talking about this for a while, that one is my preferred flanker. This one is my not so preferred flanker. I do love it, don't get me wrong. It's gorgeous, and I don't know, I have to go with my gut, and every time I come up to it and smell it these days, I know, like, in my gut, I'm telling myself, you know, you prefer the other one, you know you do. So I'm going to give this one to a new home so that it can get the right kind of love it deserves. The next one is one that is going to shock you guys, and it shocks me just as much as it shocks you. This is MAC Velvet Teddy. So this one I raved about, and I still love the way this smells. Like, even now when I take the lid off and I smell it, I'm trying to talk myself into keeping it, but I know that I can't, because what happens with this one is when I wear it, it almost chokes me out. Like, it is very strong, and you have to have such a light hand with it. And I have two other tobacco fragrances that I prefer more than this one, which is my Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille and Jazz Club. Those two I actually prefer more than this one. Even when I wore it for like a date night, my boyfriend said that he really did not like it. He thought that it was too strong and too overpowering, and it's not, I mean, to me it's perfectly unisex, but if I'm gonna wear this, it's gonna be for like nighttime sexy going out. And unfortunately, it doesn't make me feel super sexy when I do wear it. It kind of almost makes me feel a little bit suffocated. Like, it's very strong. I love the way it smells, but I cannot wear it. So yeah, it's one of those ones that I would be holding on to again for the wrong reasons. I would just come up to it to smell it. And that's not why I want to keep my perfume. I want to actually wear all of my perfume. So yeah, I do have to let go of my MAC Velvet Teddy, unfortunately. The next one that I'm letting go of is Bronze Goddess from Este Lauder. I love this perfume. Again, you guys, this is a beautiful kind of a creamy sandalwoody summertime fragrance. This one to me smells a lot like bronzing lotion or sunscreen suntan lotion, and the issue that I have with it, like I've told you guys, I don't wear a lot of beachy sunscreeny type of scents. For me, if I'm at the beach, I'm already going to be wearing suntan lotion or sunscreen, so I'm already going to smell like that. So this one doesn't really have a place for me. Like, I think I told you guys in previous videos I was just going to wear this just for the sake of wearing it and just kind of get it over with and like use it up, and that doesn't sound like, that's not the right reason to be wearing a perfume. So I would rather this go to somebody who's actually going to love it and just enjoy wearing it every single day. And for me, unfortunately, like, I could see myself wearing this at the beach totally, but then it defeats the purpose because it smells like sunscreen at the beach, sort of, and I don't need that. If I'm at the beach, I already smell like sunscreen. So I don't know if that makes sense for you guys, but this is not a perfume that I would wear any other time than at the beach. So for that reason, I am going to let this one go. The next one that I'm letting go of is also very surprising for me, and this is my Kenzo World Power. So this one, you guys, I love this. I have raved about this. This is such a good perfume. I definitely don't feel any differently toward this perfume. The reason I'm letting it go is because I think what I like about it so much is that it smells like such a sexy, like, guy perfume. Like, it reminds, or cologne, I guess. It reminds me of a sexy men's cologne, like a guy that would be at the beach, kind of. This is what it smells like. It's a little bit salty, a little bit oceanic. It's got that cypress in there that makes it very masculine. It's a little bit sweet. Excellent performance. I love this, but I think I love it for the wrong reasons. I don't love wearing it on myself so much as I would love to smell it on my boyfriend or on a guy. So for that reason, I'm gonna let it go. It doesn't kind of fit into my, I guess, current perfume wardrobe tastes for how I want to smell. Love the way it smells, but I don't necessarily want to wear it on myself. I'd rather smell it on somebody else. So I hope that that makes sense. It's still so beautiful, and I hope I don't end up, you know, kicking myself for it, but I will be finally saying goodbye to my Kenzo World Power. The next one I'm letting go of is going to shock a lot of people. This is Narciso Poudre. So this is a beautiful vanillic powdery fragrance. I have had this in my collection. This is one of the ones I've had for the longest. Before I even got into perfumes, I had this one and I had Flower Bomb. Those were and I think Miss Dior came along shortly after. Those were really the only fragrances I had. And the thing about this one is I just haven't grabbed for it in probably over a year. Since I started buying other perfumes and smelling other perfumes, I have not grabbed for this one. So it's just sitting here, taking up space, being that sort of perfume that I talk about a lot, being that perfume that I used to wear a lot, but not actually getting worn anymore. So that is why I'm letting this one go. This one is only about 70% full. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's about 60-70% full. So yeah, I really, really like it, but I also prefer the Narciso Rouge. So I'm finding these evenings, if I'm choosing a musky, powdery fragrance, I'm more likely to choose Narciso Rouge than I am this one. So I am going to be saying goodbye to my Narciso Poudre. The next one that I'm letting go of is my Givenchy Voltaire. This is her. This is a fragrance that I really enjoyed wearing back in September, October. The more that I come back and smell it these days, the more that I'm starting to get that sort of strong, kind of bothering note that other people have said that they've noticed as well. And this is a very polarizing perfume. Some people love it, some people hate it. I really liked it. It was never an absolute love. It was a really like. And the more that I come back and revisit it, I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I don't think this really fits my current perfume taste. I don't think I'm going to wear it much this fall. I have a lot of other like fall time perfumes that to me are so much more feminine and so much more just elegant and pretty and sophisticated, like Mon Guerlain and La Belle from Jean Paul Gaultier and 100 Silent Ways from Nishant Annie. Like there's just other perfumes that speak to me more than this one speaks to me. So yeah, I'm gonna let this one go. The next one that I'm letting go of is my Kylie Musk. So I know this is going to come as a shocker. You guys, I went overboard in 2020, okay? I bought way too many perfumes. I had no business buying the amount of perfumes that I purchased, and this is one of the ones I bought like within a very short period of time. I ended up owning all of the Kylies, and I love the way this smells. Absolutely love it. I would not be getting rid of this one except for one thing, the performance. The performance is not the best with this perfume. This is one that I only wear to layer, or I wear it to bed, or when I wear it when I don't want to actually feel like I'm wearing perfume. Yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those perfumes that I only ever wear it if I'm layering it with something else, and to me that's a really bad reason. Not a bad reason, but it's just not the right reason for me to keep the perfume. I also, because I am trying to cull down my collection and because I'm looking at quality over quantity, I prefer Kylie Citrus and Kylie Vanilla. Those are my two favorite Kylies. So this one I am letting go of simply because I don't need all four. I prefer the other two, so I am going to let this one go. The next one that I'm letting go of, and again, this is going to be a bit of a shocker, is Deja Vu White Flower. So this one I was totally nuts about when it first came out. I still love the way this smells. The reason I'm letting this one go is because I don't wear a ton of white florals, and I have another white floral in my collection that recently won me over and sort of, I prefer it so much more than this one that I don't need both. And the other one that I would pick over this one is my Nishant Annie 100 Silent Ways. That is such a beautiful, creamy, vanillic osmanthus white floral. It's just beautiful, and it's got a little bit more depth, and just quite simply, I just prefer the 100 Silent Ways over this one. So I know there's a lot of people out there who absolutely love this one, and again, it comes down to I don't need 4 Kylie fragrances. I just don't. The next one that I'm letting go of is this poisonous looking apple of a perfume, and this is Hypnotic Poison Eau de Parfum. This one I recently brought in, and very quickly after bringing it in, I realized I shouldn't have, because I actually prefer the smell of the EDT better than the smell of the EDP. The performance on this one, 10 times better. Like, this is a bold, projecting, strong, crazy perfume. Super strong, super bold, super sensual, great for nighttime, date nights, winter. But I do prefer the scent of the EDT more than this one. I just wish the EDT had that same performance it used to have back in the day, because the EDT these days isn't as beast mode as it used to be. It just isn't. This one is still very beast mode. So yeah, if anyone wants a beast mode fragrance that has a little bit of a licorice kick to it, this is a great one, but I don't need both. I kind of just realized very quickly after getting this one, the licorice in here is a little too heavy for me, and it kind of doesn't have that same it doesn't have the same wow factor for me as the original EDT. So yeah, I'm going to be letting this one go too. The next absolutely gorgeous one that I'm going to be letting go of is Terracotta La Parfum from Guerlain. Again, I know this is a shocker, but this one also still kind of falls under that beachy, sunscreeny type of category for me. This one also does have tiara flower. It's a little bit less about the sunscreen and a little bit more about the tropical flowers. It also has a very like powdery, makeup-y kind of a sense. It smells a lot like the Guerlain powders, I guess. I love this, you guys, and part of me is saying, no, don't get rid of it, don't get rid of it, you're gonna regret it. But I honestly don't think I will, you guys, because again, there's only one place for this perfume for me, and that is beachy, tropical type of vacation. And The bottom line is I prefer more fresh floral scents for my vacations for the summertime. I do prefer a fresh floral. So something like Tom Ford Fleur de Portofino, Lauder Hibiscus Palm, which is still like fairly tropical, but it's more about the floral aspect again. Yeah, what else? Coco Mademoiselle, like Chloe Nomad. Those are the types of like fresh summer fragrances I prefer. I just don't love a beachy scent as much. I like to smell it. I like to come up to it and smell it, but I don't like to wear it. So I hope that makes sense. I love this. I know I won't have any trouble finding a home for it because a lot of people really, really like this. But yeah, I am letting go of my Terracotta La Parfum. The next one that I'm letting go of is again going to be a shocker. I told you guys this whole video is going to be shockers, but I have a ton of perfumes and I have some really good ones. So this is Ylang Gold. This is my very last Micallef fragrance that I actually have in my collection, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've kind of come to the conclusion that I don't think Micallef is for me. I love this perfume, don't get me wrong. This is such a beautiful, glamorous, sophisticated fragrance. It's a gorgeous yellow floral, vanilla, slightly tropical, slightly coconutty type of fragrance. The reason I'm letting this one go is because I have another fragrance coming that is so similar to this one. By the time you guys watch this video, I might already have it, but I have one coming that is kind of along the same lines as this one, but I like it better. I'm not going to say what that is today, but I do have a perfume coming that is a sparkling, glistening, beautiful vanilla perfume that makes me feel like $1,000,000 more than this one. So that's my only reason. This is such a beautiful bottle. It's a beautiful perfume. When I first smelled this, I was like blown away because this is one of the very first niche vanillas I had ever smelt, and it was so different from every designer scent that I ever smelt, and it really just took my breath away. It really did. Like, it actually made me speechless because I had never smelt something quite like it. But now since then I have smelt so many other niche fragrances, I've smelt so many other perfumes that this one just sort of, it's not as wow factor to me these days as it was when I first smelt it, basically. So yeah, love this one. I know I will be able to find a home for it. I want to keep it just for the bottle. I want to keep it just because it is what it is, but I can't do that. I can't keep a perfume just for the bottle, you guys. So it's gorgeous, and I know somebody else out there will love this, and I'm really looking forward to getting my new one. The next one that I've decided to let go of is my Roses Musk, and I know that I had told you guys I thought I preferred this one over Roses Vanille. But upon wearing them both for a few days and sort of back to back and comparing them on my skin and comparing the dry downs and comparing the sillage and how I feel in them and all of that stuff, the deciding factor for me ended up being that the Roses Vanille has that vanilla. The Roses Vanille has that sweet feminine vanilla touch in the base that I really, really like, and this one doesn't. And although I still think this one might be a little bit more everyday wearable and better signature scent worthy and stuff like that, the Roses Vanille still won me over. That was the one that won me over. So yeah, I just don't need both, and I prefer the Roses Vanille. That's all there is to it. So this one I'm going to make sure I give to a good home. The next beautiful fragrance that breaks my heart to be getting rid of this one is Van Cleef & Arpels Bois Doré. This is such a masterpiece. This is so beautiful. This is a tobacco vanilla fragrance that has a little bit of a kind of a special touch to it. It's got a spin on it. It has like this very cool, sort of light, effervescent, mineral-esque, crystalline kind of a touch to it. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty. I love the bottle. I don't want to get rid of it. Part of me wants to keep it just for the bottle, you guys. I also love the way it smells. The reason that I'm letting this one go is because I kind of took a hard look at the fragrances I had, and I know that this isn't going to get worn enough to justify keeping it, because this does have a very sort of a black tie, like special affair, red carpet affair almost, fancy restaurant nighttime vibe, but it also has a spin of a masculinity to it. And I know that if I'm getting ready to go to an event or a restaurant or a dinner or something, I just have other more feminine, flirtatious, sparkling scents that I think I would pick. And I just don't think I'm going to wear this enough. I love it, but I honestly don't think I'm going to wear it enough. So I think it's a great one to have in a collector's collection. Like if I was a collector, I would keep it for sure because it's so beautiful, and I love the bottle. But the fact of the matter is I do wear Orchidée Vanille, you know, a lot more readily. I enjoy wearing Orchidée Vanille. That's my other Van Cleef & Arpels that I have, and I really like this one, but I just don't think I'm going to wear it enough to justify keeping it. So I am going to be letting go of my Van Cleef & Arpels, unfortunately, even though it breaks my heart. Like, it really breaks my heart to be letting go of this stunning bottle. The next one that I'm letting go of is a surprise for even myself, and this is Alien Essence Absolute. This is my backup bottle. I'm not getting rid of my initial bottle. The reason that I'm letting go of my backup bottle is because I have so many perfumes that it kind of occurred to me that it's already going to take me months and months, if not years, to go through the one that I have. And I just don't know if... I still might change my mind about this one, you guys. I still might keep it. I don't know, but I just don't know if it's worth keeping a backup bottle that could sit around and potentially go bad while I wait to get through my other bottle. I don't know. I have so many, like, part of me wants to keep this still because I love this. This is my favorite fragrance. Like, this is one that I have not changed my mind about at all. I love it, and I love wearing it today just as much as I ever have. So you know what? I still might change my mind about this one, but this is one I'm considering letting go because I don't think I need backup bottles. Like, if you have 10 perfumes, okay, have a backup bottle of your favorite, but when you have like 70 perfumes, I don't know if you need a backup bottle. I don't know. So anyway, thinking about letting go of this one. And finally, my last shocker that I am letting go of is Nishant Annie. So this one, you guys, I love it. I loved it when I got it. I still love it. I love the way it smells. This is such a beautiful, creamy vanilla fragrance. It has a little bit of a fresh, spicy, and also a warm, spicy quality to it. It's a very, very unique vanilla fragrance, but the issue that I have with this one is that, again, it's one of those ones that I appreciate the smell, but I don't ever reach for it. I don't ever want to wear it. I love how it smells on the skin. It's one that when I put it on my skin, it's almost addictive. I keep going back to it. I keep smelling it. I don't want to stop sniffing my arm, but I don't really enjoy wearing it, and I don't know why it works that way. I don't know how it works that way, but I just don't find it to be a very wearable, easy to grab and go fragrance. You know, we're starting to get into warmer weather here, and the whole winter has come and gone, and I have not reached for this once. I have not wanted to wear this out of the house or for a date night or anything, like, you know, so the perfect weather conditions for this fragrance have come and gone, and I haven't decided to wear it. I haven't wanted to wear it. So again, it's one of those beautiful scents that I appreciate so much, and I love the way it smells so much, and I like to come up to it and sniff it, but I do not ever reach for it. And I'm looking at quality over quantity. I'm looking at all the perfumes in my collection. I want to make sure I wear them all. This is one that I just don't wear enough to justify keeping. So beautiful fragrance, but I know that somebody else out there will get better wear out of this than I will. So that was it for today's declutter video. I hope that you guys really enjoyed. Feel free to head on over and follow me on Instagram if you haven't already, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye for now.